It's another video from Gweilo 60. Today we're going to be talking about, is it safe in China? Or better yet, is it safe for a foreigner in China? Well, then we're not going to be talking about getting run over by a truck, a bus, a bike, a car. We're not going to be talking about eating the wrong kind of food and getting sick. We're going to be talking about, is there violent crime? Are you going to be robbed? Are you going to be murdered? Are you going to be assaulted in China? What can you expect? And the answer to that is absolutely not. China has to be one of the safest places I've ever seen in my life. And I've been here for 14 years, so I should know. I think one of the reasons that it's so safe in China is, if you look behind me, there's police officers everywhere. And that makes a big difference. Just for the fact that the citizens know that there's police everywhere, so they're less likely to do anything wrong. So to prove a point here, I'm going to be walking through just a whole bunch, and you look in the background at how many police are just sort of hanging out here in front of this little show here. Where there's a crowd, because where there's a crowd there could be problems. So then there's going to be the police there, which is a good thing. In Canada, in the States, you don't really see that, and it's all in good fun here, which is sort of nice. Plus, the penalties in China are really, really, really strict. If you get caught with trafficking amount of drugs, or if you get caught for say a violent crime, they will execute you, and that's just the way it is here in China. So the people know that, and there's less chance that there's going to be any violent crimes, drug dealing, robberies, murders, assaults. That just doesn't happen. Being a foreigner in China, I go out at night. I go out at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning, or come home at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning, a lot of times. And I don't feel unsafe at all, not even a little bit. My wife goes out in the evening with her friends on an e-bike, and she goes out till midnight sometimes. And I don't worry about it because I know that she's safe, because there's not that type of crime here in China. And I think that's pretty well China-wide, not just in Nanning City. And I've been all over the country, and it's just not in their nature to be violent, which is sort of nice, because you don't have to worry about anything. I think one of the other reasons why there's not a lot of violent crime, and especially towards foreigners, is that the tourist dollars that come into China is new money for China, and the authorities would really frown on anybody caught robbing or hurting a foreigner, doing any crime towards a foreigner. So they're very, very, very strict on anybody dealing with foreigners in China. That's not to say there's not violence in China. I've personally witnessed some violence at a wet market that we go to on a regular basis, where two guys that were selling fish side by side went at each other with their filleting knives, and it wasn't pretty, I tell you. They both ended up on stretchers, and probably the end result of that is they both had to pay the other person's medical bill. I doubt if either one of them would be charged, because it was a mutual thing. And in China, that's sort of a thing where, if it's two guys going at each other, they're both at fault and nobody gets charged, which is, I guess, okay. There's always an instigator, but in China they don't look at it like that. Another instance, I was walking on the food street by Hojilu, and this guy was driving down the street, and there was a lot of people on the street. And there was one guy walking really, really slowly, and the guy honks his horn, and the guy just wouldn't move. So he sort of comes up behind him and nudges him with the bumper of his car. Well, that didn't fare too well with the guy that was walking, so he got angry, and he was turning around, going to the driver's door. He was going to kick the shit out of him, I guess. Before he got to the driver's door, 3 plainclothes police officers grabbed him, so he didn't even get to the door. So it's not just the police that you see on the street, it's the police that are actually on the street. And that's another thing that the Chinese people understand, is that it's not just the people that you can see, it's the people that are behind the scenes, which you could get in trouble with too. It doesn't matter whether it's a police officer, government official, whatever. So, you know, you just have to watch yourself a little bit. You know, be patient, be kind, don't get into trouble, because this is China. So that's another video from Gweilo 60. You know, if you're in China, you can rest assured that you can be feeling safe here, because there isn't really any violent crime to speak of. You know, per capita, it's probably about as low as you can get anywhere in the world. I feel safe here, and I've been here for 14 years, and if I feel safe here, I'm sure that anybody that comes here will be safe here, because I'm a big wimp, and that's the truth. So come to China, have fun, and if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, or share. That would even be better. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye now.